and welcome to DryerDays Art Studio. I'm Catherine and I'm so happy to have you here today. And in today's video I'm going to be working on this piece right here. I used the agate slice silicone mold from my store, DryerDaysArtStudio.com, as well as a bunch of other really gorgeous products from my store. Everything will be linked in the description. And I wanted to show the piece here in a few different light settings. This is outside on a slightly overcast day that it was snowing. This was the sunniest day I had to try to capture the sparkle in here. That aquamarine glitter just really sparkles. So here I've already prepped my mold, as you can see, with some gold edging, and I will link a video of where you can see me doing that. And I'm just using some real Chrysocolla stones here. I don't sell those are from my own personal collection. And then these are just some plastic gems that I picked up at Hobby Lobby, but you can also get them on Amazon, and I will link those below too. I'm just going to go around and lay in these plastic gems, the different sizes in the different nooks and crannies here. And here you can see it's complete. I've gotten everything where I want, and now I'm ready to pour resin. For this piece, I'm using Total Boats art resin. I'm really enjoying using Total Boats resin. If you haven't tried them before, check out my link description below, because I do have a discount code with them for your first purchase. The resin is just really nice, very minimal bubbles. It's crystal clear. It's a nice thin resin. It just works really nicely. I am very much enjoying their art resin by Total Boat. And I'm going to be using my Teal Pigment, my Antique Lace Pigment, some gold metallic pigment, the Aquamarine glitter, as I've already mentioned, and we're going to use some gold glass glitter and a couple other textures. So I will explain everything as I'm going here, just drizzling some clear resin over the stones here to make sure that they are covered and they're not going to go anywhere. And now that I have a nice clear layer around all those loose stones, I'm going to lay down some of my teal pigment here. And I want to keep the pigmented resin kind of far away from these Chrysocolla rocks. I really want you to be able to see those. And so I'm just going to come in with a little bit of clear and drizzle it around, and that'll help push that pigmented resin away, as you can see. Now I'm going to use some antique lace. This is one of my more popular pigments. If you're seeing this and you head on over to buy some of that antique lace and it's sold out, you can sign up for email notifications for when I have things back in stock. So just click the email me when this is available tab, and I should have it back in stock shortly. After we've hit that with a little bit of heat, I'm going to add the gold metallic pigment here. That's a really nice rich gold. It's one of my more popular pigments as well. And as I do with a lot of my pieces like this in the molds, I sort of lay down where I want everything to be in my initial layer. And I'm just going to keep going around and filling out the mold, filling it up, kind of tracing over those same spots with the same pigments to keep the look that I have here. Obviously we need to add quite a bit of resin to these to fill them completely. This mold in particular takes about 8.5 ounces of resin. I don't usually fill mine all the way to the brim, and if you are adding real chunky stones like I am here, or plastic gems, that can also alter how much resin you're using. So I always say about 8.5 ounces. I always keep a little bit of clear on hand too, outside of my pigmented resin, for moments like this where that teal is trying to creep in on my Chrysocolla stones and I don't want it to overpower it, so I'll just drizzle a little bit of clear to push it back out of the way. Because obviously as we keep adding these pigmented resin colors, it's going to keep kind of pushing toward the outside edges of the mold and towards that inner center as well. So having a little bit of that extra clear is going to help us move it out of the way. And just get creative with your design here. As you can see, I'm kind of making different other shapes kind of coming out, really trying to make this look like a genuine agate slice. And I will come in and periodically hit with the heat gun here. And I haven't mentioned this lately in past several videos, so I will say it now. With silicone molds of any kind, you want to use a heat gun, not a torch. A torch can melt or singe your molds, and it's going to essentially seal it to your resin. So as your resin cures, it's curing now that part of the mold that was singed, and you will tear your mold when you demold. So please do not use a torch or a flame of any kind. I don't care if you're using it 6 inches or 12 inches away. Silicone is not indestructible. It will melt and you will ruin your mold permanently. So just a heat gun will be plenty. And as you can see, I'm hitting with heat as I add each layer. So we're gradually breaking up those bubbles as we go. I will also oftentimes mist my pieces gently at the very end with a light mist of rubbing alcohol, and that will pop any surface bubbles too that come to the surface. Okay, so once I have my colors where I want them, I wait a little bit, and I let the resin tacky up and get nice and thick. Also, with your pigments and your glitters, the more you add of that pigment or the glitter into your resin cup, the thicker it's going to get. So I'm taking my Aquamarine glitter here. The resin is already thickened up a little bit, and I'm adding quite a bit of that Aquamarine to my resin because I really wanted you to be able to see this glitter from this side of the piece. I didn't want it to sink too much to the bottom and then essentially disappear within the other colored resin. So I'm just following along with my shape here, drizzling on that Aquamarine, and I'll babysit this a little bit over the next half an hour to an hour, and if I feel I need to add a little bit more on just to make it pop out a little bit more, I will do that. Adding a little bit of finishing texture here to the piece, I'm going to lightly drizzle on some of my gold glass glitter, and again I'm going to link all these products below so you can find them either in my store or on Amazon or Michael's, depending on where I get them from. And I actually mixed in a little bit of my gold Gala Glitz in here too. The gold Gala Glitz is really beautiful. It has tiny little round balls of gold and other flecks of gold, so it's just a really nice pretty texture, and just lightly drizzling it around the edges here. And I'll do it on the inside rim as well. Okay, and after about 24 hours, I'm going to come in and demold this. Now this is a very deep mold, so after 24 hours, it's still not even rock hard. It's still just slightly bendable, so you just want to be careful as you're demolding that you're not bending it too much. I'm moving my hands around a lot to really kind of try to keep it level and just gently moving that mold away from the edge here. Because we did sprinkle on some gold glass glitter, you may have some sharp edges around the side there, so just be mindful of that. And obviously still wearing my gloves because this resin is still curing. We want to protect our skin and we want to protect the piece as well. And then I'm going to press down just gently here because I did feel it bending a little bit. So I'm going to press it down onto my flat surface, and I am going to let this cure for another probably about 4 or 5 days before I even move it. I just wanted to show it to you here on my table, and then I will show you the back here real quick. So here's the top, and then you can see how different that underside looks. So this was the side against our mold, and you just see how much more control you have over this side. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This was a really fun piece to make, and I just love the colors. I think it's a really warm, beautiful piece. That aquamarine glitter is just simply stunning in there. Please check that out at DryerDays Art Studio if you are interested. Thank you all so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe for more fluid art videos. I'm hoping to bring some more videos to you, like alcohol inks, some other resin work, some larger pieces. So please feel free to comment on anything that you'd like to see. If you'd like to support my channel, you can become a patron. All of that information is listed below as well. And my patrons do get bonus content and other incentives for helping to support my channel. It's nice to see people over there just wanting to support me too, just for all the free content that I provide on YouTube for everybody. So thank you again so much. I hope you all stay well. And until next time, everybody, keep on pouring.